sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. Here's Cairo Santos now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. On first down, Hurts. It's caught by Sanders. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in the block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
Hey, check that, street.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Right back to Sanders on first down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Here's Hurts to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 22-yard line. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that will set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Going for it with Sanders. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Grant Calcaterra with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Eagles will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields rolling to his right. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Fields now to throw. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. So nothing doing there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. But Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff-worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Hurts going to give it to Sanders on the option. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Hurts. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. On the return, Jackson. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where do they go?
Anywhere and everywhere, but they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback, and indeed he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back, came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him. Really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
So maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Oh, design run for their wideout. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. To throw is Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Fields to Kmet there for a Chicago first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
first down. Here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The Bears at 2-11 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Off play action, Fields. That's complete to John Ross. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And that will be incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there. That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
And now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top. 2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
59 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Hurts going deep here for Watkins. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Montgomery. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Mike Pennell with the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
He's going to look deep for Watkins. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
From the gun on third down, Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
And here's Trenton Gill on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
Ready up. Back 60.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Ready.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And it's caught. Touchdown, Eagles. Quez Watkins as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles are able to add on to their first half lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken from about the 12. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. On play action, Fields. Open man downfield, it's Ross, he's got him. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A final shot before the break. Fields. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this one's incomplete. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
To throw again on second down, Fields. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Well, after incompletions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Fields. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. An option handoff given to Sanders. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and then leads to the 1st and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Go!
They'll motion out one of the tight ends. Sanders is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. A shotgun snap, Fields. His throw incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Ready.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's fielded at the 45. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
The kick by Elliott is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Their own 18-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Fields. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Fields flush, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Fields. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Three.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 92 yards on the ground now for Sanders. He's got a first down.
Check, Bobcat.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Another run here with Sanders. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I think what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
Throwing is Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the second half at FedEx Field now. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And oh, he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And he's brought down all the way back in the end zone. My goodness, that's going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here.
Here we go. Strike.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. On second down, it's Sermon. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. And that's complete to Sanders. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
A gain of 5. First down.
Check smash. Check smash. Check Panther.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6, and now 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. With it is Jackson. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Bears take over.
At their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. Well, CD, when you combine accuracy with a big arm, you get throws like that. And Justin Fields may very well be making these kinds of plays at the pro level for years to come.
And how about how he improvised right there, because he got flushed out of the pocket, locked eyes with his wide receiver, who knew to just keep running. And he was able to lay that one out there for him to run under.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Steps away. He's going to have the hook up to Ross.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to the right or the left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go. Here we go.
To the air again, Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Fields on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
So Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal.
It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. Santos' kick is up and through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And after the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Let's go. Go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Ready.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Philadelphia, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the season is really nosediving now as they fall to 2-12. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills.